Hey guys, welcome back to Tech Support Spy. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for watching this video. As always, I hope you're having a good day, good positive day. You're not having any problems, any issues. Uh, if you are having a bad day, just realize this is just one day. The day will end. It will be a new day. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. So stay positive, keep your head up, and realize that whatever's going on, it too will come to an end. It'll be a new day, new positive day for you, and it's coming. So, uh, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in today. Um, this video today is not necessarily a troubleshooting video. This is a video to show you what we do at Tech Support Spy. One of the things with me, if you go to our website, if you go to the owner side of the website, go to TekSupportSpy, TEK supportspy.com. Go to About Owner. You'll see moi on there. um, and you'll see my background off of LinkedIn. I have a teaching background. I've taught at mycomputercareer.edu. I've taught at Kaplan, KAPLA University. I've also taught at other small institutions within the area that I live in. With those institutions that I worked with as an IT instructor, I started to gather and learn that I like teaching. I like sharing knowledge and information that I've gathered with others. My father, he's actually in one of my commercial videos, and that video has my father in. He's a pastor. It's Pastor Mike. He's in one of my videos that's on my channel as a commercial promoting Tech Support Spy. Right now, I'm surprised. Well, I'll take that back. uh, I'm not surprised, but with my father being a pastor, his commercial and his video has over like 50,000 views on this channel. It's the highest viewed video on this particular channel. That's my father in that video, and he's a pastor, and he's also a teacher. He teaches the Word. He teaches the Bible. He teaches He has his own ministry, and it's ministry teaching. And as I got into teaching in IT, I started to realize I like to teach too, and I felt like that that teaching trait came from him. And as I talk and as I present and as I teach, if you were to see my father preach in front of his congregation, you would see we have the same mannerisms, the same way that we articulate and how we talk and how we present the content that we're trying to share with the audience that's watching us and listening to us. And I realized, wow, I'm just like my dad. I got the same trait as my father in trying to teach people and trying to share knowledge with others so that they're on the same level as us, or at least on a level that they understand the material. And when I was at, my computer career at Catholic University, we would go over CompTIA A plus training. We would go over Network Plus trainings. We would go over PCs. We would go over hard drives. We would, the goal was to teach the student IT, to help them understand computers, understand technology, and train them to be tech support, you know, uh, 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 tech support individuals that can go out in the world and get a job, whether it's in IT, technical support, networking, basically giving them the knowledge to be able to go out to the world and find a job in an IT field. So this video here is with a client that we meet every Sunday. It's a reoccurring session, and we're new, right? My company was built to be able to help people who are non-tech savvy. There's a lot of people out there that I've come across and have come across paths that are non-tech savvy, and a lot of times in some of my tech support uh, gigs and jobs in the past, I've been able to share tech support knowledge and share troubleshooting knowledge with those people who are non-tech savvy, and they were able to grasp it, right? And they were able to see what I'm showing them, and was able to take that and initiate that knowledge and being able to fix their PC or their technological issue that they're having, whatever device that they're using that they're asking me for help on. And this client that I've been working with recurrently, we're trying to help her study for a CompTIA A plus exam. We want to make sure that she passes the 1101. We first started out with the 1001, but of course CompTIA had changed at the beginning of the year or the middle of the year. No, I think it was in February they changed over from. No, I take that back. It was September. Here just recently, September. They basically stopped the 1001 and 1002 here in September, I believe, or October. I can't remember. I'm sorry. um, and have transitioned over to the 1101 and the 1102. So we've been studying off the 1101. One things that I've learned when I took the exam is that take the exam, study for the exam in pieces. Right? You don't want to do both exams at once, in my opinion. So we're teaching her, training her to study for just the 1101 right now, and then once she passes that, we're going to train her and teach her how to study and pass the 1102. Is TekSupportSpy a approved CompTIA company? Uh, do we have the backing, trainings, and knowledge to help people study for it? Yes. Do we have the CompTIA A plus exam certification? Yes. So we have the knowledge and understanding of what's on that exam. Are we an approved company to train people? No, we're not. But we have the trainings and we have the knowledge and the ability to help customers be able to train for that particular training or that particular certification and pass it. So this client, her name is Lakeisha. I won't give her last name, but we've been meeting now reoccurrently every Sunday since like March. And what we do is we go through uh, different lessons. We have her studying off the Mike Myers book. We also have her going through and studying the Professor Messer videos. Professor Messer, if you come across this, shout out to you. Your videos are great. I used your videos to pass the CompTIA A plus exam. And we do lessons and do things with her to one help her understand computers, help her understand how to troubleshoot and fix computer issues. In this video, you'll see that we're diving into the motherboards. We're into like the 3.0 series of the objectives for the 1101, and we're diving into motherboards. And we're showing her how to open up a computer, how to take a look at some of the wiring. The computer is old. It's like a 2004, 5, or 6 computer. Has old IDE ribbon cables. It's not a modern PC, but it's given her just the basis of what goes on with a computer, how to open it up, how to disconnect the cabling, what the cablings are, the motherboard, the PCIe cards, the expansion cards. So in this video here, um, this is what we're doing to train her, and it just gives you an idea how we teach, how we do things here at Tech Support Spy. It's still a learning experience for us and for me. She's helping me out. She is a client, but at the same time, we're helping her out to understand computers. She's a novice. She doesn't know anything about computers. She knows a lot more about computers since March of this year, 2022. She knows a lot more than a lot of people out there right now, based on her teachings with Tech Support Spy. So take a look at this video. It's a long video, but as you're watching this video, you might learn something too. If you're non-tech savvy and you don't know much about computers and motherboards and all that type of jazz, um, take a look at this video. I think you'll learn something by watching how we teach and how we do things. And again, this is a one-on-one session. Tech Support Spy provides one-on-one computer training, just me and the customer. And this is the type of environment that Lakeisha is um, involved in each and every Sunday when we go through our teachings for the CompTIA A plus exam. So enjoy. I know I've been blabbering, blah, 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 blah. I hope I didn't talk your ear off, but I hope you enjoy the video and just get a sense of what we do here. We do give her notes. As you'll see me, I'm writing down notes. Normally, I don't write down notes. Normally, I take screenshots, I put it into a Word document, and then we supply you the notes. You don't have to really write down notes. Don't write down notes. She does it just for her mind's sake, but we provide the notes for each session. Each session that me and Lakeisha has had since March of this year, she has notes every session, and they all are written by me. They're all put together for Tech Support Spy and presented to her with a Tech Support Spy header, Tech Support Spy logo, and they are notes geared towards that session that we had that day. So I'm done talking. I've been talking too much. I've been blah 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 blah. So enjoy this video, and hope you enjoy it. Let's dive into the video, shall we? Or we looked at the form factors and we looked at the expansion slots. We just stopped there, right?
Yes, the first one, the title Motherboard Form Factors, and the second one is Motherboard Expansion Slots. We're going to talk about the PCIe slots.
So keep your questions. I wanted to kind of focus on this first. And
Yeah.
did you have a PC that you can break down, right?
Yes, I do.
All right. So I don't know what tool set you have. Can you still hear me?
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
I don't know what tool sets you have, but this here, right? And I can email you
Yeah, I don't
off of
got
Amazon.
that.
This off of Amazon, right?
It's off of Amazon?
Yeah, I'll email you the link on you.
Cool.
You can use this to do laptops. Uh, Obviously, yes, desktop, because everything in a desktop or even a laptop is all about screws. Anything electronic, even if even the like the iPads and the Macs, they got
Mm.
screws, they got ribbon cables and stuff like that. You got to unconnect. But everything that's like electronic device is gonna have some type of screw or some type of cable, ribbon cable that keeps that electronic device together.
Oh, wait, let me see that. Does that have that what's in your hand? Can you open that up so I can see it? I have something almost like that.
You have this little, I don't
That's
even,
in, and you screw on this little rubbery thing that's easy to maneuver, like around edges and stuff like that.
so with this here, this gives you the different like screw bolts that you need for the different screws depending on what type of device that
Yeah, I
you're
have.
setting up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I would just take this out, take one of these pins,
Mm-hmm.
right, and I'm gonna show you how it's in use here in a second. Pop it in. I'm ready to use it.
Yeah, I have that. You can either pop it in or it comes with this long tube that you can connect because it's good for when I was putting on doorknobs.
Okay.
Yeah,
You want to make sure does it have all these because you never know what type of screws,
that's true. I
right?
mean, I have that many screws, but I don't know what they all for. And this is a lot of small ones too. A lot
Yeah.
of
Again, this
bolts.
these things are used for desktops and laptops, and in
Mm-hmm.
some cases too. Let me see what's in here. I think
Because I actually got it from Micro Center.
yeah, Microsoft has that.
Mm-hmm.
Got like well, this is the ESD cable. I don't know if
No.
we haven't talked about it yet, but
Mm-mm.
generally when you're working with desktops, I think Professor Messer gets into some of the ESD electronic static discharge to where you would put this wrap around your arm. If you can see this,
Yeah.
you would put it around your arm. I'll just open it up.
I've seen people ask for that, but I never knew what it was for.
Yeah, so you basically put this on, right? And you would
Yeah.
take this piece here and you would connect it to like some metal right here.
Wait a minute, what?
Now, see this piece right here?
Yeah, so why you gotta wear it though?
You don't have to, but it helps limit any ESD, electrostatic discharge. So
Oh.
when you were sweating and everything, you're messing with the motherboard and you're on carpet. You know how
Mm.
you go across carpet and you move your feet and you can feel
Yeah.
right. That can
Yeah.
mess up your board, mess up the circuitry. So to help eliminate
Really?
that, yeah, you can use the ESD wristband. You would take this piece here, connect it to any metal part there, and then you can start working in the computer.
So if you're on a carpet and you don't have one of them, it can mess up your components. Because the electricity that goes through your body?
Yeah, so you got to be careful with that. But
What?
yeah, one thing that you can do, and I think Professor Messer gets into ESD. If not, we might need to talk about it. Let me take a note here. I
Yeah, I
mean, you
don't
don't
think
need
we didn't
you
get
don't.
that far yet.
I got to go through the Professor Messer videos to see where he talks about it. But you really don't need these,
Mm,
right? What I learned is, let me put this up real quick. What I learned is that when you're working inside a PC, right,
mm-hmm.
and like PCs and motherboards have gotten better, kind of like limit ESD, electrostatic discharge. But
Yeah.
what you can do is, as you're working in a PC, just touch some metal real quick, and then get
Okay.
in there, touch some metal, get in there, touch some metal. That
Oh,
way
good.
you can limit the ESD and possibly short out your motherboard. I think you're going to need this, in my opinion. If you don't have something like this sophisticated, I think I got
Mm-hmm.
this for like $15.
Okay.
You want something like this? So I'll email you the link of it so that you have it. So what I want to show you is just this. What I've taken the side off here. So I'm taking the side off. Look at this. This is the back, right? You got the, of course, it's an older PC, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is like 2007, right? So you got your VGA ports here. You got some of your serial and parallel ports here, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
this is the front. Look at the front. Look how the front looks. On most cases, right, that front
Oh,
loosely comes off.
really?
Yeah. So if you look at it, right,
Mm-hmm. Is that a build? Is that a pre-build or a build?
this is a pre-built. This is look, look what it says. Can you see it?
Power spec.
Right.
Yeah.
So this piece came off. You see the DVD optical drive.
Yeah.
Looks like they have a DVD drive and a disc drive. Remember, this is like 2007, right?
Yeah.
So I basically just looked at. You got to look at these PCs. Um, you got to
I
look at
never
these.
knew that some of those came off in the front.
Most cases, these fronts come off. You just have to look at it like a puzzle. So when you see this right here, right? And do you have enough light? Can you see? You
Yeah, I
need
can
more
see
light.
it.
And eventually, here, what I'm gonna do is have you instruct me on what
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna take this off here and look here. You see these hinges right here?
Yeah.
That's the bottom part.
Oh, to connect that, to put
See
that
it?
back on.
See it? See it right here?
Yeah.
That piece had to go. It goes in this way right here, but I
So
took
that
it
just
out.
snaps it.
Just snapped it off.
Hmm.
So when you look at desktops, you want to definitely look at it like a puzzle, right?
Yeah.
And just see what parts come off, what come on. Like with this here, I got cables coming out. You see this wire right here that came to the front piece?
Yeah.
This went through here. Or no, I think it went through this. It went through this a little hole right there. And then it
Oh.
connected to this is a 7 pinner. It's an 8 pinner. You can see
Mm-hmm.
it. You see the pins on it? I
Yeah.
don't have enough light. So that comes off. That way you can access the other components on the inside.
Hmm.
But what I wanted to show you here is that
There's a lot of stuff in there.
yeah, so I the took apart the cooler, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
There was a screw here, a screw here, a screw here, and a screw here. 4 screws.
Yeah.
Most coolers nowadays are gonna have those 4 screws. Whether you put on like a AIO all-in-one cooler or water cooler or just a regular, air cooled CPU on top of a CPU. This is an older PC, but the concept in PC building is still the same. So I took that screw out. This came up, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were some latches on here. I've already taken it off. And this is they called it, back then they called it a heat sink. Uh, you can look at air coolers or water coolers nowadays. It's still kind of a heat sink, but they're CPU coolers now. But this was a heat sink back in like 2006, 2007.
That's a heat sink.
Yep, this is a heat sink, and it had the fan on top of it.
Is that why is that dust like
Yeah,
from
it's
where
dust.
almost is it almost like a filter too or something?
Nah, it's just this.
It's
It's
just
the heat sink. They kind of help deviate a lot of heat that's being generated by the processor.
and that's why the fan is on top to cool that down.
It's on top to help the heat sink cool it down. So
Yeah.
you got two layers of devices trying to cool it. You got
Mm-hmm.
the CPU fan,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got the heat sink. Again, this is back in 2006. You should learn more about in some of the next motherboard videos on the heat sink or the cooler CPU cooler. But check this out, right? Where are all these different so once I was able to take this off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
That's a CPU.
Yeah. It's stuck to the heat sink. Look at the heat sink.
Wow.
This is old, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah, back then they were called heat sinks.
So the CPU, because it's a pre-built, is stuck on the heat sink.
So let me ask you, because I'm assuming when you and Rob put your PC together,
Mm-hmm.
what pace is needed to help you know to help limit some of the heat that the CPU is generating? What is that pace called?
Thermal paste.
Yes, need thermal pace. So what do you
Mm.
think is sticking to this right?
Oh, the thermal paste. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Yeah.
So what do you think I need to do to get this CPU off? What? Let me no hold on. Hold that question. Hold that question.
Mm.
Give me a second. And is this helping at all, or
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
this is my beta on the future
Mm-hmm.
when I do stuff like this with people remotely. I want to make sure that this helps, that this gives, that it's still educational and that it's helping customers out. So
It really is, and plus your angle is really amazing.
great. That's why I needed, that's why me and you is helping each other out, right? So you helping the business out, I'm helping you out, get IT knowledge.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. All right. So you see this here, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you look at this, right? You tell me. Hold on. You tell me which tool do I need to use
To
get
get that
this
off.
get this CPU up.
It's like that first one on my right, the scraper looking thing. Is that a spatula?
Well, let
Yeah.
me put it closer to you. I don't know if you
Yeah.
which one, left or right? On the right.
I want to say either the one on the right and the one next to it, because I want to say the first one that's on my left, because it looked like you can get it off kind of easy and just like scrape it off. But then the one next to it is bigger. It looked like you can get it faster off.
So you're the tech. You're guiding me. Which one should I use?
Actually, I would use the one next to it.
This one or
That one.
what do you want me to do?
Just start from the edge. Turn the spatula around. Yeah, and just start from the corner part and try to just go through. and pull it up, like loosen it up. Hey. Oh wow. Huh. They don't like to use. They do like to use a lot. Not that much.
Can you see it?
Yeah. So would any one of those scalpels would have worked?
Probably any one of those devices or those scaffolds will work.
Okay.
But can you see this?
Yeah. Pull it back a little bit.
Let me get closer. It has pins.
Yeah, it's a
Sometimes,
lot of.
depending on the CPU,
Oh yeah. Ooh.
can you see the pins?
Yeah. And yeah, that's why a lot of people, when we put ours together, I stepped away because he said if you bend one pin, it's a wrap.
Now, did your CPU have a pin
Yeah,
or?
it was
Oh,
pins, and he had to put it on there in the like he's had to put it on there carefully.
all right, hold on. I'm getting like thermal paste all over. Never dip the circuitry part
Hmm
into thermal paste.
Oh yeah, it's ruined. So I know a lot of people ask me if you have the LGA 11. Then they have numbers on the ends.
Yeah, LGA 1156. That's
It's
an
56.
older.
Yeah, that's the older one.
That's an older. Uh, damn it.
Because I think we only had like 1155.
Oh, we had 1155, 1156, but we no longer have the center. You know what I'm talking about. We being
Hmm
recorded.
Yeah.
The center only had they used to have 1155 and 1156, but now those CPU sockets and CPUs are like older. They're old.
Yeah.
So now the newer generation is coming out. You got LGA 1200. You got AM4, AM3. Those are like the AMD Ryzen CPUs.
hmm
So you just have to understand the socket types. I'll put some notes in there for the
Yeah.
socket types, but you'll learn more in the Professor Messer videos coming up. But one thing you got to remember, true or false, when building a PC, your motherboard socket has to match with the CPU socket.
True.
That is correct. Did you hear that?
I did a little bit of it.
I don't know what's going on with this, but anyway. um, what else on here? All right, so we got the CPU right off,
hmm
and we're gonna just put this to the side, right? And if you
Okay.
look at this, right, I don't know if this is just blurry or not, but remember this fan right here,
Yeah.
right? When you build a PC, right, different PC is gonna have like either a 4 pin, a 3 pin connector, and a lot of times it's labeled, and I'm gonna eventually take this motherboard out so we can go over it again, just the
Mhm.
motherboard itself next week. Hold on. Still clear?
Yeah. It's like when it's clear, it's like a little tab, like the pixel, but I can see it. I think it's a pixel thing, but I can see it.
This is a quality camera. I got this is a Lumix G57 or something. Supposed to be a
Mhm.
quality camera, but
No,
uh,
it's clear, but it's like just I guess when you get closer, it's like a pixel thing. It could just be me, honestly.
I'm looking at it on my end. It's might if I get some more lighting, but um, this here I want to take out. So it's connected to this plug right here, the 3 pin. See
Hmm
that?
Yeah.
So a lot of times when you're plugging in stuff or plugging out stuff,
Yeah.
you gotta be careful because you don't want to damage anything. But sometimes just give it a little bit of wiggle, right? When
hmm
I take this out, I'm gonna just give it a little wiggle and pull up with it. It comes right out. You see the 3 pins there?
Yeah.
I can't get any closer unless I pull it up. Yeah, I see a little bit of picture there. What else I want to do? So I did want to mess with this here, right? So you can tell how old this is. Like, see this here?
Yeah.
What's that?
Does it look like, is that the DVD slot?
Look at this.
Wait a minute.
Look at, what is that? Old school.
Don't say that's CD-ROM.
Mm-mm.
Wait, what is that? Is that a floppy disk?
Yes, it's a floppy disk.
What?
Yes, it's a floppy disk,
And
right?
you said old school. I'm like older than a
Yes,
CD-ROM.
this is like 2007, 2006,
That
right?
sounds about right.
Right?
Yeah.
So when I flip this over, what is this here? What is that?
Those are those pins?
It's pins, but what device is this right here? When you look at it,
Yeah.
look on the back, what does it look like based on what we've been talking about, right? We talked about these pins here, and it's in your notes that I sent to you about the Molex.
But
Oh,
yeah, but the Molex connectors.
yep, and they connect power to what?
Is that the Molex connectors? I want to say the power supply.
Does
No,
this
it ain't
look
the
like
power supply.
this look like a power supply?
No, that's too small. And I know it's old, but it ain't that old. Uh,
So think of this in general. What type of devices make up a PC, right? This clearly looks like a what?
is that the hard drive?
Yes, it's the hard drive. Yeah, it's the
Oh
hard drive,
wow.
right? Because the
Yeah.
4-pin Molex connector goes here,
Mm-hmm.
and this is how old this drive is. Like it uses the old IDE, um,
The ribbon
the
cable.
ribbon cable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at this, right, I could put one of these ribbon cables in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's seated in there, right?
Yeah.
This now goes to the motherboard so that the data can flow and be processed by the motherboard and CPU for data and things to be read off the hard drive.
Yeah.
And remember the Molex connector, the 4-pin, right? To give it
Mm-hmm.
power,
Yeah.
it goes right there.
Sweet. So
Now you
what is the name of that thing that is in the floppy disk and the hard drive? Is that cost that box? Is that cost
this,
something?
yeah, this is like a bay. So
A
here, let me
bay.
it,
Okay.
all even newer PCs now have a bay,
Mm-hmm.
and you can put a hard drive in there. So this was sitting right here
And that fits there because it
because
goes to the front.
that's just the bay of how the case is designed.
Okay.
Every case is going to have a hard drive bay. Some will have 2 bays, some will have
Mhm.
3,
Yeah.
some will have 4,
Yeah.
right? All
Mm-hmm.
depends on the design of the case.
Okay.
You're going to see, and it might be in the Professor Messer videos, but you also have to make sure your case will support your motherboard, right? So
Right.
if you have like an MATX, which is like a mini uh, advanced technology, I can't remember the Professor Messer videos. Well, did the first video talk about the form factor, the ATX,
Yeah. It
MATX?
it did.
Okay,
It said about the ATX and the ITX.
yep. So you got to
And that
know,
ITX is a small form factor computer.
yep.
He didn't really say I didn't catch it. I think I looked. What is exactly does ITX stand for? I know ATX is that stands for Advanced Technology Extended, but the ITX is that individual. Did I catch what he said about it? Individual technology extended because since it's a smaller or independent.
He should have said what those what the ITX stands
I
for.
think I missed it, and I was trying to look for it, but I think I passed by it.
Let me go to it because you don't this stuff you don't want to miss.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was like, I said let me ask David because I don't think I've seen it, or I think I missed it a few times.
How many times are you watching these videos? You just once sometimes, or
Once, but then I go back especially when you give notes.
it talks about stands for
Okay.
Information Technology Extended.
Information. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, Information Technology Extended. I'll have it in your notes, but if you want to write it down for yourself, that's fine.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I watch the video. I make sure I take good notes. I go over my notes, and then there's a lot of times where I watch it again and read what he, just go over it and just see if I missed anything. But then
Okay.
I also do like go to YouTube and get visual, stuff sometimes too, just because I can watch YouTube.
Okay. Any questions you have, you definitely want to bring up when we have our sessions. I know you have questions for this, but I wanted to go through this today, and then next week, the goal is to have this motherboard out and go
Mm-hmm.
through it, and then go over your questions next week.
Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely.
You see this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you, but I can tell that you can see the screws here of how to take this hard drive